everybody, and welcome to this tutorial. Today I'm going to go ahead and continue talking about input-output redirections. I have here a small text for you. So basically, if you want to redirect the standard error, you can do this. But what I want to show you here is that you can redirect standard error, type in an ampersand sign in between, and then 1, and this would redirect the standard error to standard output. There's another line at the bottom, which is basically a combination of the two, and then a third, which is a pipe. The point of this tutorial, what I'm telling you now, is that you can actually combine these redirections. So you can combine them in one single line and use them as filters as well. Let me just show you what I mean by that. I'm just gonna expand this one here. And for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm gonna take the output of the ps command, which will list the running processes. So that's not what I wanted. Okay, help me out here. ps ef, excellent. So this will give us a list of running processes on the system. There's also another neat command which you can type in. I'm not sure if the program is installed. It is. It's actually top. So you type in top and it gives you an active display of running processes. You can press shift and page up and down. Oh no, it's a virtual machine, so it won't work here, but you just press the errors to actually list them up and down. I can press shift page up and down as well, but not here. Anyway, you just keep pressing up and down errors, which is actually a lot simpler, and you have a list of running processes as they are happening. This is basically a live feed. You also have the CPU usage and stuff of a kind, but we will deal with these tools more later on. For the time being, we're just going to go ahead and use ps and ef, ps-ef with arguments ef, which is going to give us a list of all users, of all processes, regardless of the user as well. Anyway, you type in space, but this is like a passive one as opposed to that one up there, as opposed to top, because top is alive, and this only gives you a list of running processes at the time of the command's execution. Anyway, let's go ahead and press enter here and see what we get. So we got root, which is the username. We got this number, which is the PID, and this is what we are interested in. This is the process identifier, and then you have the files here on the far right side. Anyway, I have a process running. It's called Firefox, which is my browser here. And if I wanted to close that browser, I would just type in kill, and well, this is not a good overview of things. Let's just clear the screen and do this. ps pipe, the redirection that we were just doing. Grab it, let's utilize it. Firefox, press enter, and there you go. It's actually very nice. What? No, come on, I need another one. Where is it? Why are you not listing it out? Huh, interesting. Maybe I misspelled it. Firefox. Excellent. So over here we have the process, which is grep. This is gonna die the moment you press enter because the command has already executed. And this here is our running process, which is Firefox. You can see where it is located, and in such a way you can figure out, is that the right thing to kill or not? Is that what you want to kill? If I just zoom it out a little bit, I want you to see that it's actually going to die, quite literally. The process ID is 7334, 7334, oops, 7334. Yep, there we go. We have effectively killed it. If we do grep Firefox again, you can only see that there is grep in the process list, nothing else. Anyway, let's go ahead and type in ps space ef, and let's grab the process ID. For the process ID, I am going to use the awk command, which allows me to filter things through, which allows me to filter separate fields on the same line, and it allows me to actually define what the field delimiter will be. Okay, I know it sounds a bit, I wouldn't say complicated, but a bit strange. But look, this is one line that I am selecting it now. And in this line, I have things such as root, I have spaces, I have some numbers. And let's say that from this line, the only thing that I would like to pull is this particular number, nothing else, nothing more. Or that I would like to pull these sets of numbers, or this line, or this part of the line here. How would we do that? What would be necessary? Well, we would first need to separate this line into fields and then specify which fields do we want to print out. But what shall we use as a field delimiter here? What is universal and what fits our purpose? Well, in this particular case, space is nice. So we can use space as a field delimiter between these fields, and then we can say that the field 1 is root and the field 2 is the number, this number, which is PID, and then the field 3 is this number, field 4 this one, field 5 this one, and so on and so forth. Now you could have just easily had a semicolon here or a minus sign or something of a kind, and you could have used them as field delimiters. But hold on, let me just show you a practical example of this. I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out. Let's use PSEF and then use awk space dash capital F, which will stand for our field delimiter. Here, when you type in a minus sign, capital F, after that you can specify your field delimiters. Field delimiters can be pretty much any characters, or pretty much anything that you can specify that is acceptable, I suppose. Here, in this particular case, I'm going to use space. So how do we define space? We just type in quotation mark, space, quotation mark, and that is space. I'm going to type in the quotation marks. I don't need them here, but I'm just going to type them anyway because of my habits. So print, basically you're telling it to print something out, and then dollar sign. Oh, we can do it. Dollar sign, second field, close the curly brackets, and close the quotation marks. Look at this. I have managed to print out every single number from that particular field, which is very nice. These numbers are already sorted by size here, so we don't need to do any sorting there. But look, this is still being printed to standard output. Now we can redirect the standard output of this command to rev. Rev is basically used for reversing. It's going to reverse the order of these numbers in each one of these lines. So it's no longer be 10, 6, 4, 3. It's going to be 3, 4, 6, 0, 1. Okay, now so let's go ahead and actually pass the output of this command into rev. How shall we do this? We will add yet another pipe, and we will simply type in rev. Rev is a reverse, a short of reverse, really. So what we do with rev, we reverse the order of these numbers. We reverse the order of numbers of each single line. So we have 10, 64, 3. This will become 34, 61. Let me just show you what I mean by that. Press enter, and there we go, 34, 61. Fairly simple enough. We can add this to a file, nums, press enter, and we can also do the following, and then cat nums, press enter, and there you go, it's 34, 60, 01. Now we can go ahead and do this again. We can reverse it one more time. Press, and there we go. We've successfully reversed it twice. Just doing 34, 61, and then coming back again 10, 64, 3. But we do not necessarily need to actually do this. We can also type in rev append nums, and now we can have a double. Now we can have a double output, I think, if I am not mistaken. Let's just go ahead. Let's verify this by just repeating. Actually, we don't need to repeat the command. We can just into nums. Okay, and let's just add another line here, which will basically be again and cat nums. So we have 1060. I've actually appended it twice, but it doesn't really matter. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it's 0, 1. You see, this is reversed. And let's go down, 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 down. We must go further into the depths of these numbers. And there we go. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then it's 1, 0. So it means it's 10. It's no longer 0, 1, which is, again, extremely nice. So we just combined the two into one file. There we go. This was an example of a bit of a longer command. We will deal further with this, and I still need to show you some things with errors, and primarily with errors and how you can actually mess around with those things and the log files, but that we shall do a bit later on. For the time being, I just want to show you that you can do these multiple redirects just one after another, no problems. However, we are yet to do the combinations that I have showed you at the very beginning of this tutorial. Don't worry about, I just want to tell you that you shouldn't worry that much about awk, because we will be doing that further on. Rev, you can go ahead and memorize here if you would like. It's a very neat command to know. It can help you a great deal. One really simple example of rev being useful to the point of extreme, and I can actually show you this in the follow-up tutorial, is when you want to remove, let's say, the last two numbers or something of a kind, and the length of these numbers is not the same. So you see you have 4714 here, and then you have 10 64 3. So the last two here, you would be able to specify, okay, remove numbers at position at position, I don't know, 1 2 3 4 5, at position 5 and 4, and this would be an invalid statement for this upper number here. What you could say instead is, okay, reverse the numbers, let these two positions be the first, and then you can just say, okay, remove positions 1 and 2, which is practical to the point that, which is infinitely practical, as you can just reverse them back, and there you go. You have indeed successfully removed the two last digits from pretty much any number from bottom to top. I'll show you this in the follow-up example, and I will also deal with error messages, and we'll see if I can get into log files and do something of a kind there with redirects, as that is one of the priority concerns of all network administrators, to deal with log files, to read through them, and to process them. But we will deal with log files in more detail. However, in the next tutorial, I just wanted to actually give you a few more examples in this regard, as this is quite an important subject for you to master. It's not that complicated. It can be intimidating a little bit, but believe me, it is one of the most important things that you will learn while using Linux, and that is these sort of things, these redirections and text file processing. Anyway, I bid you all farewell, and I hope to see you in the follow-up tutorial.